What's going on, you guys? Paul here with Paul's Performance, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm sure you guys have already seen, we're going to be installing some lowering springs on the TDI Jetta. It's needed it for a while. I just kept kind of putting it off. It's stock right now, but I ended up coming across a set of these H&R springs on Marketplace. So I got a really good deal on them. So I just went ahead and got them. So now we're going to install them, and I'm going to bring you guys with me. So first things first, at least for me, is I'm going to put it on the lift. Now I know a lot of you guys obviously probably don't have a lift. Like I said, I'm a mechanic, so I use it a lot. But you can do this on the ground without any issue with a jack and some jack stands. Like I said, the lift, I have it, so I'm going to use it. And I'll give you a little bit better view of how it's going to go. It's really not that bad to change these out. The front will be the worst. The rear is going to be the easiest. So we're going to start with the rear. Alrighty, guys. So obviously, like I said, we're starting at the rear. So what I'm going to do is obviously remove the wheel. Mine is a 17 millimeter. It's the factory studs. I don't have any spacers or anything on this car. One thing I am going to use, which comes in handy, like I said, it's not necessary. This was, all right, let's be honest. This was an impulse buy when I was at Harbor Freight. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. This is the PITTSBURGH wheel stud for any vehicle that has studs instead of, the typical, stud and nut, but has stud bolts holding it in like these. You know that once you take it off, the wheel's just gonna fall off. Same way with going back on, it's kind of hard to, line it up, as a newbie or just to slide the wheel on there on the studs because you don't have them. So it comes with a few different sizes. It's pretty cheap. And you screw two of them in, and it helps you when you go back on. It also helps when you're taking it off. That way, when you take the last one off, the wheel just doesn't, fall off. Like I said, this one in particular is the M14 by 1.5. So I'm gonna take two studs out, stick these in, take the rest of them out, and then easily slide the wheel off without it trying to attack me. All right, guys, so we got our wheel off. As you can see, we have my studs here that I was just talking about. I'll leave a link in the description to these. Like I said, if you guys are interested, not necessary. I know a lot of you older guys might be out here like, boy, you should be lifting that wheel up. I'm trying to save my back, trying to save everything. So, I'm fine with this. Harbor Freight, cheap, it's nice, especially when it goes back to putting the wheel back on. It makes it really easy so that you have something to line up. So anyways, here is our rear spring. Like I said, the rear is going to be easy because all we're going to have to do is replace this coil spring. The front has a strut, so we're going to have to disassemble the strut and reassemble with the new spring. So I'm going to grab, like I said, this is my new lowering spring. These are the H&R made in Germany. I'll leave the link to these with the part number on it. These right here, I think, are supposed to lower this particular car, which is 2006. I think it's 1.9 inches. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure it was 1.9 inches or somewhere around that. We'll see. I actually have some clips of what the car looked like outside sitting on the ground that I will play towards the end of the video as like a comparison. Once I get this on, we'll kind of show you how much it lowered because like I said, right now it's stock. So anyways, for this rear spring, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring you guys in a little closer. Alrighty, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to take this bolt out. It's an 18 millimeter nut on this side and an 18 millimeter bolt on this side. So let me zip that out right quick. Before I pull this bolt out, I'm gonna take something to hoist this up just so that it doesn't pop down on me. So I'm gonna grab a jack stand. All right, so I got my jack stand holding some up pressure on it. That way, if it doesn't spring out or pop off or anything crazy like that. All right. So now that we got the bolt out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly let it down. So now I'm going to move my jack stand. And I'm gonna take this, press it down, and remove my spring. Now, any of these rubber boots you have here, you wanna make sure you transfer this over to the new springs because I doubt they come with them. Like I said, I got these used. Well, not really, they're like brand new. I assume you must have bought the wrong ones or something, but I don't think they come with any. So make sure you get the right spring. The rear is usually gonna be the narrow one. So I'm gonna take this and put this right back in the same spot as that. The boot stayed on the bottom, so I'm gonna push this down. All right, so now once you got it situated back up in there, you'll guide your upper back into the groove, and then you're gonna take your jack or jack stand or however you're doing it. If you're off the vehicle, obviously you may, doing it this method, you'd have the car lifted up and you'd have another jack that could raise this up and down to do this. So you take your jack, you're gonna jack it back up, and we're gonna insert our bolt back in to mount this on, and then we will be done with the rear. Like I said, the rear is the easy one. So like I said, just push this back up, bolt it up. I'm gonna do that and I'll be back. Alrighty, so we got our lower bolt back mounted. When you're jack it up, you jack it up until you get it lined up. If you're having trouble lining it up, I would suggest using a line-up bar, which is like a long metal spike, or just taking a pry bar and prying it over to where you need. This assembly, you can kind of move it around when it's unhooked, so you should be able to get it lined back up. Tighten that bolt back up, and then we're done with this side, and you'll just repeat the same thing on the other side. Like I said, the rear is the easy part, the quick part. The front is gonna be the more painful part, especially for those of you guys who are limited on tools. You're gonna have to rent a tool to actually put that on. So I'll show you when you get up there. But I am gonna show you how these work right quick. I'm gonna put the wheel back on. I'm not gonna show you how to put the wheel, but I'm just gonna show you, for those of you guys who are wondering, like how good they work comparative to not having them. So I'm gonna grab my wheel, lift her up, and line her up on the studs, and look, just let it go. And for one, with the two studs, it lines up my lug pattern. So now I can just insert my lugs into these other three holes. And two, it's holding it up there. So they're nice. I'm not sponsored by Harbor Freight. I wish I was. I enjoy free stuff, but I'm not. So anyways, that's how that works. Let's go and knock out the front. Now, we got both rears on. Like I said, they're same side to side. So now we're gonna work on the front. I'm actually gonna start at the top rather than before I get down there. That way I can lift it up and I don't have to lower it back down. Now, what I'm gonna do is there's three bolts that hold the top of the strut into the car on each side, here and here. They're 13 millimeters. So now, what I'm gonna do is I've removed my seal here, and I'm gonna raise this up. Now, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So, when I raise this up, you can see there is one, there's two, and the other one's on the back side. So, instead of me removing this, I'm gonna take this because it's a long extension, go in here, and I'm gonna remove these while I hold up on this plastic. I don't advise this method because this could break pretty easily, but I'm gonna send it because I have a tool that should be able to do it without me removing this. But you could remove this, like I said, remove the washer, the wipers. But we're gonna remove these three bolts on both sides, and then we're gonna jack her up and remove the wheels. All right, as you can see, we got our upper three bolts out. We got the Lightning McQueen mod going on the front end here, ka-chow. Like I said, don't worry about it when you're raising it up. It's gonna droop down like this, obviously, because you just unbolted the strut. It should stop eventually like this and just kind of droop. So now we're going to remove the wheel, and then I'll show you how we're going to get the strut out. We got our wheel off here. Our strut is already loose from the top, so we don't have anything to do up there. But now what we're going to have to do is on the bottom of your strut assembly, you're going to have this nut and bolt that holds the bottom on. So we're going to have to remove that. And then we're also going to have to remove this sway bar link here. So we'll remove that, remove this bolt, and then I'm going to show you how to get this thing out of here, because it's probably not going to fall out. You might get lucky, but probably not. So let me get these 2 bolts out and I'll be back. All right, so we got our lower strut bolt unmounted, and lucky for me, this sway bar link, the upper side was about stripped out. Great. And then I tried to get it out, using other methods. And then I stopped myself because I said, I got to drive this tomorrow. So I'm not going to mess this up. So I just took the bottom link out because it actually come out nicely, which is fine. Like I said, it can stay on here. It's going back on here anyways. So now what I'm going to do is we need to get this lower strut out. Now this tube right here goes down into here. I mean, you can feel it. It's probably about 2 or 3 inches. And once you get this bolt out, this is like a pinch bolt. On the back side, you'll have a gap. It's kind of hard for me to show you, but like I said, if you just reach back in here or you look on your car, you'll see there's a gap right here that pinches together and holds this tube. So what you're going to have to do, what I like to do is take like a pry bar or like a punch or something and spread this out a little bit, and then this should come up out of this assembly. So, all right, guys. So I saved your ears a little bit, but anyways, you can take a pry bar or I have a chisel here, just a wedge, and I took a hammer, tapped it up into here just to spread this out just a little bit. And then once you do that, it's probably going to be still stuck in there. So you can, tap it out and try to beat it out is what I did, because it's not really just going to slide out of there very easily. So I already got this one out. Once you get it all the way out, so there's a tab. So when you're spreading this up, you'll have to stay on the outside of the tab. But once you get it, you should be able to get your strut out just like this. So now we're gonna go do the fun part. Alrighty guys, so now we got to do the dangerous part. So we got to get this new coil and replace this one. This is a MacPherson Strut. So we're gonna have to compress this spring so that we can loosen this bolt up. If you want to, you can loosen this bolt up with it like this, but it's gonna fire across the room, and you still need to have the tool because you're not gonna be able to get the new spring on without compressing it as well to be able to get to these threads. So like I said, just get a tool. This one right here is actually a OEM tool, a rental tool from AutoZone, I think is who sells OEM. The only reason I have this one is one of my buddies bought it a long time ago when I was in high school so that I could put a lift on his truck, and he never come and got it. So, and took it back for the, exchange. So, I just kept it. So yeah, it works. I'd like to get me a nicer one, but I really don't work on anything with this suspension that much other than these TDIs. I usually work on, heavy duty trucks, and they don't tend to have MacPherson struts. So anyways, I'm gonna get this set up. You put one on each side, hook it in, you lock the spring in, and then you tighten it down and compress it until it's loose, and then you undo this. Once you get them both sides compressed, the closer they are, the safer it is as far as these two leads. But put them 180 apart until it's loose, and then you can remove your nut and then you can remove your cap. My boot's pretty tore up. I really need to do struts on this car, but I just didn't feel like doing it. So I'm gonna set that down in that orientation and remove this spring. Now that I have this spring removed, I'm gonna loosen this up and then install these on this if it's necessary, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. So I'm gonna get that installed, sit right there, and we're gonna get this off, and then if I don't have enough to start my bolt, then I'll just compress this one, start it, and reassemble it the way it come apart, like I said. Alrighty, so we got our new spring installed. We got our top. I did end up having to crunch this spring down as well, as figured. I doubt you're gonna be able to get it on there. I mean, if you can, then it's probably the wrong spring because it has to have some pressure on it. So you're gonna need this. Like I said, you can get these from the parts store. That's exactly where these come from. For a car, it works great. For a truck, they're kind of paper mache. So like I said, for this car though, I didn't see any issue out of them. Like I said, for a truck though, I used them on a truck before and they were super sketchy. They were starting to flex and they really didn't want to crunch that spring down, but like I said, it's a cheap parts store one, but it'll work for this. So anyways, we got it on here, we got this tight. You don't have to worry about this, the orientation of this yet until you get it back on the car. This does spin. So like I said, when it comes to lining it up, you can spin this when it's tight. It doesn't stop in that spot. So don't worry about the orientation of this quite yet because you can adjust it in the car. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna reverse. I'm gonna take this back to the car and I'm gonna put it on in reverse. And then I'm gonna go do this to the other front side. It's the exact same, like I said, same thing. So I'm gonna go do that. And then once we get her back installed, hopefully I can show you guys what it looks like, and hopefully I don't scrape. That way I can at least drive it. So, all right guys, so we got both front coil springs installed, and now we're gonna set it down and see what it looks like. I wanted to let you guys see it with me, so I didn't drop it all the way down. We're gonna see if we can turn and we don't have any scrapes. I'm kind of concerned, but we'll see. So I'm gonna set it down and here goes nothing. Now that's low. So let me give you guys some views. So we have very little gap in the front. The rear is about the same. Like I said, that is very little gap. It looks great, but I'll try to get the comparison pulled up here. That way you guys can see. But I know before I could stick 3 fingers, and we definitely can't do that now. I can barely get 1, so. But it looks great. Like I said, much better. These cars, at least in these Jettas, they tend to be a little bit taller than I think they should have been coming stock, so it kind of looks a little funky. It also kind of leans to the front. So this looks great. So we got her finished. We got her on the ground. She looks good. Like I said, I'm gonna drive it a little bit and see if we get any scrapes. I'm sure we're gonna get stuff, but I don't think it's low enough to where we'll have like oil pan problems. But I am a little worried about the wheels and tires scraping a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna make an update video. Like I said, stay tuned for this car because I am gonna be doing quite a bit of stuff to it. Finally getting around to finishing the build. Like I said, my girlfriend's car died mid-build on this car, so she ended up taking it and putting 40,000 miles on it. Now that I got it back and I'm slowly trying to get back to it, I do plan on, finally finishing it. It already has MBRP exhaust and everything done to it, new cam, new dual mass flywheel, DSG, but now I want to get the tuning, and I've just ordered a turbo for it, so I'll be showing you guys that too, so stay tuned. Also going to be probably doing custom headlights, got new tail lights, a bunch of stuff coming, so like I said, stay tuned. If you have any questions about this install, like I said, leave a comment. I'll try to get to you. You guys know I try to help you as much as possible. Like I said, let me know what you think it looks like. Do you think it's an improvement? Do you think I should have left it stock? Like I said, leave me a comment about that too. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.